community. It's a great day. My name is Sheila Hardy, and I'm the founder and CEO of Because It's Personal. And here with me is my fabulous co-host, Ericka Scott of Life Changers, Inc. And this is the Community Nonprofit Network Podcast, aka CNN. Our motto is, where your nonprofit shines. So Ericka, what are we talking about today?
Hey, Sheila. Hello, community. Today, we are going to help some new nonprofits, those who have a wonderful, fabulous idea in their head and just don't know how to get it started. And the hope is to also help those who have started and maybe stuck, even if they've been in, a nonprofit for a few years. So today, we're going to discuss hurdles facing nonprofits. How's that sound?
Oh, that sounds really, really good, because if I was starting like now, I would need this. Period. So that sounds really, really great. So what are some of the key things that we need to know?
Well, let's first just go over a brief outline. First, we'll talk about getting started. And this is from a business, which I know you're going to go further into the business part of it. A nonprofit is a business. It's just a difference of a couple of things, one of which is the tax form you complete. But to get started with your business, on a state level, and on the IRS level, completing that 1023 or 1023 EZ, whichever you decide to do, there are two ways you can go about it. You can either do it yourself, which I didn't do, nor did you, right?
Right, correct. No way. Yeah.
Right. Well, okay, so we had a prior guest on, David Pius, of D.B. Pius and Associates, a few weeks back. Mm-hmm. And Sheila, do you want to just discuss how that went with David setting your nonprofit Because It's Personal up?
Yes, I had an associate, a friend of mine that I've known for years, and she was telling me about David. And I just had, the idea and not knowing exactly what I was doing. And I needed someone that knew exactly what to do, because I did not want to have the time to research.
Right.
I wanted to make sure that I get someone that was doing this for a long time, which David was, I think it's 30 years. I think don't quote me.
20 something. I think he said since 2000. So yeah, that's a long time though.
Years. But he was doing something like that. He was grant writing, for a long time. So that's
right.
where I get the 30 years from. And, she said, he's really good. He's actually working with me. And I knew she had started a nonprofit. And I said, I really want to when I said I really want to do this, I had another idea in mind. And it wasn't what I'm doing now.
Right.
And when I started talking to him and, we started to get a rapport with each other, I mean, it was like I've known him for years. It was really great. And, anyway, he made me feel comfortable. He made me feel like he has my best interest at heart.
Good.
So, I had to either trust him or not trust him. And of course, I trust him. I'm still trusting him. And, so he was telling me, he said, look, I'll help you with all this. And, he said, don't worry about it. And I said, okay, that's good. So that's, if you don't know what trust means, that means that you don't take on the responsibility. You give it to somebody else in hopes that they got your back.
Right.
That's with him. And he, is still working with me, and he's letting me know what I need to do, what I don't need to do. And that's, for me, I don't know about anybody else, but for me, that helps a lot. And
yes.
It didn't make me feel too awkward in saying, okay, I don't know. And I don't have a problem with saying, I don't know. A lot of people say, well, fake it. I don't know. So that means if I don't know, then
What? I don't know.
I need some help. And so that's the bottom line. I'm not faking anything. I'm too old to be faking stuff. So, it's like, look, I don't know. So what do I do? And he's like right there. He's like, okay, this is what you do, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
So, okay, this is great. And not making me feel like you should know this,
Right.
So,
right.
But remember now, ladies and gentlemen, I had to pay him to do this. So if you don't have the funds or whatever, I don't know what to tell you.
Well, I'll say this: the one you're referring, David of DB Pius and Associates, the one I'm going to refer, these are paid services. So, and I apologize for not being clear about that, but yes, these are paid services. When you go to somebody else to set up your business, even though it's a nonprofit, again, please look at your nonprofit as a regular business. So yes, you are going to be charged to get your nonprofit up and going if you don't know how to do it yourself.
Correct. And it just took a lot of responsibility of, getting the paperwork and everything like that. Right. I didn't have to do that.
Right.
So you actually pay for.
Right. Well, you pay for peace of mind. You pay for his experience and his knowledge. Correct. And, he's also going to be working with you or currently working with you on grants, right? I think that's why you even brought that up.
Correct. So there are steps and phases that you go through, and again, I'm still waiting, guys. If you're trying to, you want to give or whatever because it's personal, I'm still waiting for my 501c3. So that.
But you can still donate. They can still donate to you. Okay. They can still donate to you. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
As long as they know that it's not a tax deductible yet, because your 501c3 application is still being processed, which you fully expect to get it, but you're not deceiving them by saying, oh, we're tax deductible 501c3. But no, they can fully donate to you knowing that there's a possibility that they won't be able to write it off.
Correct. And if you want to do that, if you're not concerned about, well, I need something right now, please do that. So go to our website, becauseit'spersonalinc.org. Go there. Check it out.
Go there. Donate. Support.
Donate. There you go. We are not just about giving re-entry residents. They're going to be our residents, but we're not just about, having a home and getting for them to get a job, but it's about trauma. It's about dealing with the trauma of going in there in jail, coming out, and re-entering society.
Right. And after 5, 10, 20 years.
That too, and
yeah,
it could be 6 months.
Right.
It could be that. And we're in phase 1. So, we're a new program. However, we are still moving. We need volunteers that want to be a part of this. It's not launched yet, but it will be. And I believe that when we deal with the trauma aspect of it, not just for, the housing and for the jobs, but dealing with the trauma part. And, we got an awesome program with that. And, our motto is, not to go back to jail. That's the goal. Not to go back there. And I think our program is so, I'm going to say cool. It's so cool that, and it's fun. It's fun. We're going to have fun, getting back on our feet. Cause I like to make things fun. So, okay. I didn't mean to do all that. All right. Okay. Ericka.
No, that's fine. Our second resource is who I used, to get my nonprofit, founded. And that is Nonprofit Elite. Shout out to Anna and her group.
Yay.
At nonprofitelite.org. and they've been in business 16 years as nonprofit Elite. And I have to say, Anna made it so easy. First conversation we had about almost an hour. Didn't feel rushed. She knew her stuff, had an answer for everything, and she explained the process. First, we're going to do this, then we're going to do that, because I went to her with, I had an idea, and when we finished, I had, 4 weeks later, I had 501c3 in hand. Okay, so now this is where my service stops, but you still need to do emails still, coming with follow up, because she, and I don't think it's just she, but, when someone forms a business, I think there's some things you have to do on your own or pay another type of entity to complete. So for instance, as I've mentioned on previous episodes, the C100, and it's called a C100 in Georgia. So at Georgia, Secretary of State, Charities Division, shout out to Sean, you have to fill out a C100, which allows you as a nonprofit 501c3, or any of those other nonprofits I'm thinking, to accept public donations, $35 in Georgia for a 2-year permit, and that varies state to state. Some states I've heard of as high as $200 for 1 year. But, so go to your own Secretary of State, to find out what you need to do, stay legal, because I hear those fines can be kind of brutal. But, so that's you have DB Pius, who Sheila used. You have Nonprofit Elite, who I used. And then you also have the next option, which is, of course, the DIY, do it yourself. If you feel comfortable with completing paperwork to get your business set up, you set up other I've set up other businesses. I'm just not able to do this kind of work anymore. But if you set up other businesses, then go for it. I will say this. A mentee of mine told, I've never seen the 1023. So I'm going by what she shared and just sharing it with you. A mentee of mine, shout out to Stacy Franklin of SF Helping Hands, another nonprofit, had done her own. And that's why I'm using her, because she did her own. And I forgot what she said the question was, but there are 3 boxes. And when left unchecked, it made Stacy, SF Helping Hands, a private foundation.
What?
Yes, a private foundation, like the Ford Foundation, So she's on the phone with me and said, okay, well, I got it. And, and she's reading the letter, the determination letter. And then she says, what? I said, what's it say? She said, something about, you are now a private foundation. She said, I'm not supposed to be a private foundation. Well, again, shout out to Anna with Nonprofit Elite. She asked, Stacy asked me, who did you use? And I gave her Anna's name, Nonprofit Elite, and the number. And she said, okay, let me call you back. I didn't realize she was going to jump on the phone with Anna right then. And she did. Anna explained to her, what happened. And then Stacy called me back and said, and I can't remember what it was, but that's why I put on there, make sure you check all your boxes that need to be checked, all applicable boxes. So, not a hard fix, but it's just one of those things, another delay. So I just want to put that out there. So you have the option to pay a company or, an individual. I would make sure they know what they're doing, because at 1023, even Easy has language in it that even me, I've been setting up businesses for over 20 years with, as for profit, I wouldn't even try the nonprofit. And, even going through the questions that she asked me, she had to explain what that meant. So, I would urge you, if you're not sure, when in doubt, you can do without the mistakes. You can do without the frustration of, oops, got to go back and redo it. And if you have any questions, of course, always reach out to us, thecnnpodcast.com. Contact us, and we'll help you the best we can, or we'll send you to someone who we feel confident can get you back on the right track, or on the right track to begin with.
That's it.
Sheila, did you want to add anything to that?
Oh, no, you did it good. All right. Okay, expert lady. All right. So we still want to just go over a little bit what we have gone over in our previous podcast,
Right.
and we just want you to make sure that when you say, you know what, I really want to help the community or whatever. My thing is that find out what is needed. Once you find out what is needed and that you really want to be a part of what is needed to help the community, let's say, you prayed about it or whatever, however it happened, and you say, you know what, I really want to do this. There are so many nonprofits out there that's doing the same thing you're doing.
Yes.
That's what's crazy to me. Like I said, I'm still new at this, and you got so many people that are like doing the same thing you're doing.
Right.
And then that's when you want to get grants and everything. Now you are competing for money.
Right.
And that's just wow.
Well, what did Jesus say? The harvest is plenty, but the workers are few. Amen. And what did Michael Taylor, CEO, Centers for Employment Opportunities, that we had on a couple of weeks ago, say? He said that there are over 39,000 nonprofits right here in the Atlanta metro. We only consist of 18 counties.
Yeah, that's scary.
That's a lot of nonprofits. Yeah, all of them aren't, addressing the homelessness issue and hungry families issue. And, a lot of them are, doggy daycares or dog shelters or whatever, no-kill shelters. But that's still a lot, reentry, returning citizens, supporting them, educating them, employing them, family reunification, the same thing, not our nonprofits, because it's Personal Inc. and Life Changers Inc. Even though we come at it, we stress one aspect of the returning citizens support system. We still, had we met before, we may have been co-founders, so, and there are a lot of people out there. And one thing, and I'm quick to say, Life Changers Inc. is not a faith-based organization, but I am very much a faith-based person. So a lot of my business skills, leadership, and all that is based is on the Bible. And, we are to partner. We are to come together. We are to do life together, as Dr. John K. Jenkins of First Baptist Church of Glen Arden. I'm just shouting out everybody today. But he has a whole series on doing life together, and it includes business, personal and professional. And there's so many chiefs and not enough Indians, which, in the natural life we say that. But, like you said, there's too many, not too many, there's never too many, but there are a lot of people, organizations addressing the same issues. And yes, that does thin out the, funding sources. However, I will say this, shout out to Uncle Sam, the IRS. Foundations are required to give up 5% each year, either to the IRS in taxes or to nonprofits. And that's why, I might be wrong, but I believe there's like 500,000 foundations or more in the U.S. I should have looked that up before we got started. But yeah, so there is a lot of money out there. There is a lot of money out there.
For me, it's about connecting.
Yes.
For me, when we start connecting with each other, we can get a lot done. When we had John, shout out John Morgan on. John Morgan, he knows a lot of people. He is a retired professor.
Yes.
And
Dr. J.
Dr. J. Yeah. And so, I know 2 Dr. J's, so I'm okay. So, it comes down to, he's doing the passion that he has for this issue.
And what's the name of his project? Cobb Hope Park.
That's it, Cobb Hope Park. Yeah. And it is about the journey, not so much as the mission itself,
Right.
but the journey. And when I say the journey, guys, I mean the people that you meet along the way.
Awesome.
That's the best thing, to meet someone that is like-minded or may not be like-minded, but want to help the community, want to see the community flourish. The community wants to see children being able to not be hungry, be able to have things that they need in order to have a strong mental, what's the word I'm looking for?
Mental stability.
Stability, there you go.
Right.
Which I need. And so
what day of the week is it? I'm next.
So it comes down to, John, and I'm still shouting out to John, that, John he's older than us. And we up there. And so, he is like, he's on fire.
Yes.
And, and
that's that passion though. That's that passion that we talked about in a few episodes ago. Yeah.
Yeah. And so what we're asking everybody who's listening, if you know somebody or anyone that wants to help concerning about homelessness or whatever, contact John. He got all his information. Contact him. Some of you parents out there, you want your children to do something, meaning like you got a high schooler that's about to come out of high school or junior in high school, whatever, and you want them to get involved, contact John.
Right.
Do that.
If they're in the Marietta, Cobb County, Georgia area.
Right. So, check out what we have. You'll find out where he is. Right. And even if it's not John.
Somebody, right.
Somebody, because there's, our children is too busy with the phones and with the computers and everything like that. Get them out.
Right.
You want to do something, get them out. Okay, that.
I do want to say this, because I know I said if you're in the, Marietta, Cobb County, Georgia area. However, Life Changers, as with many, not just Life Changers, but as with many nonprofits, we welcome the opportunity for people to work and support us virtually. So, and the reason I brought it, Life Changers was a perfect example. Shout out to Charles in Malaysia. Shout out to Solomon in Shanghai.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ayo in Nigeria. Shout out to Jose in Colombia, South America, not Colombia, South Carolina. Although we do have Hannah in North Carolina. But we have not just here in the States, but half of our support, our volunteers and interns, 2 of our 3 interns are international. You talk about time zones and all that. But yes, get your kids. They want to be on a computer. Great. Get them on, doing social media for a nonprofit, doing email marketing for a nonprofit, doing, email customer service or texting for a nonprofit. But we can definitely use your help. We got a lot of nonprofits. They don't have to be here with us to help, because they're doing it on your Wi-Fi on their computer. So, please get your kids involved. Teach them that we have to give back. I don't know about you, but I have been in community work with my grandparents since before my 10th birthday. So I've always known about giving back and helping those less fortunate than me. And mind you, I grew up poor. I grew up looking up to my friends in the projects. So all that to say, your financial status, I don't care if you're in the gutter or what, it is always, and I just told my son, he's a grown kid. I just told him, you got to stop looking to take care of you. You will be taken care of as you take care of others. And the analogy I look at, and again, I'm coming from a biblical perspective, is look at when you're cutting the grass, your lawnmower, you're cutting the grass, you're taking care of the yard, but look at all that grass that builds up in that bag. So yes, you're taking care of the yard, but that bag, that grass bag, Hey, those are blessings. Those are blades of blessings. And you will have more blessings than you can count. Can I get an amen?
All
So
right.
I just wanted to say that.
Actually, for people that are not, Christians or whatever, they're principles. These are principles. Right. Principles work no matter who works them.
Right.
So we're just letting you know that the principle, especially my program concerning reentry program, has a lot of principles that work.
Yes.
And these principles don't change. And so the reason why they don't change is because they're principles. So anyway, yeah. So it's all about, what works.
Right.
And in order for it to work, you got to work it.
Right.
And so what Ericka and I are saying is that no matter what's going around in our society, we got to take back. We have to take back our community. We have to make sure that our children are safe. We have to make sure that they stay engaged in positive things. That's the bottom line of this whole thing. Right. We have to make sure. I remember when I was growing up with my grandparents, the neighborhood watched out for each other. You might not see that too much anymore. And we got to get back to it because it works.
That is actually part of the reentry program that I'm developing, that Life Changers is offering is community leaders, because that, like you said, we need them. We definitely need them.
We have to. That's a principle. To give, and so the person that's getting will give. Right. And the person that's getting from them will give. Right. I mean, that's a principle. It works.
Pay it forward. That's it. Pay it forward.
Yeah, we could, I've heard that. Yeah. I heard to pay it forward. I got it. And that, I mean, it's a principle. You can call it whatever you want to call it. The meaning of it is the same. Right. And it's like, okay, if you want to call it different, okay, that's fine. We still got to give. We still have to give. And then when you give again. When you give, you're going to get.
When you give big, the bigger you give, the bigger you get.
Yeah, and even with that, I'll go on with that. It could be the little things. Yes. You just don't know. You can give us, okay, I know we're going kind of off, but you can give a smile to somebody. Right. That's in pain. Just a little thing. And that's the thing. But we're trying to give you some of the information that you say, okay, I want to help. I want to do this, whatever. Here you go. Here you go. If you don't even want to start a nonprofit, give your time to a nonprofit and go from there. Okay, Ericka, what else we got here?
Oh, wow. You know what? 2 things I want to touch on that you just said that, the one thing I love that we do these spontaneously, just on the fly. Unfortunately, that leaves me ill prepared. But one thing you just said about give a smile. I'm trying to think of who it was. I listen to worship services all day, like some people listen to music. And I can't think of who it was who said somebody jumped off, I believe, I'm almost positive it was the Golden Gate Bridge. Okay, California. And they committed suicide, obviously. And when they went to their house, to their place, they left a note that had someone smiled at me, I would not have committed suicide. That's how serious that is. Some people take it slightly, lightly, it's just a smile. It's just a smile. I mean, is it that serious? Back to what you said, mental stability.
Okay, and now we're going to talk about making sure that you stay focused on your vision, on what you have. Because see, we want to let you know that the principle of being here on this earth is to have a purpose. That doesn't change. anytime you don't have a purpose, it's like you're trying to find something that will get you to contribute to what's going on in this world.
Right.
And once you find that purpose, I believe, this is Sheila saying this, I believe that, you're happier, you know what you want to do, and that's the bottom line of this whole thing. And there's some different opinions about that, but for me, that's what it's all about. And so with your vision, you got to stay laser focused.
Right.
If you go off, come right back. Come right back. Have people around you that's going to uplift you.
Right.
You got people that want to take over or, just doesn't want, all of us are leaders. Let's put it this way. All of us are leaders. All of us. And then, of course, all of us are followers. Yes. In order to be a leader, you got to follow somebody that led you.
Yes.
So let's get this perfectly clear. We're all leaders. But the wisdom in that part is becoming a follower when that part of your leadership, that part that you lead or can lead, must take a back seat.
Right.
And it's not saying that you're, taking the back seat. It's that your position as a leader or, you're allowing that other person to lead. Now, it's interesting because now you got to understand what leading means. What does that mean? So I'm a Star Trek fan. Okay. I'm not a Trekkie, but I'm a Star Trek fan. Okay. I was raised with Star Trek. Okay. Now it's interesting because Captain Kirk, even though he was the captain, he got information from his crew. And then of course he had to make the final decision. But they were leaders in their own area that they were, the expertise area that they were in. You get where I'm going with this? So a wise leader knows when to step back. Right. I have learned this. And it's interesting because Nichelle Nichols, she just passed away. She's on my Facebook page and everything like that. And she has an awesome story concerning about Martin Luther King wanting her to stay on that program. I don't know if you guys know about that or not, because he knew how television was affecting the way people saw people of color when people of color was put down and because of another group of people. And he said, this must be seen. And just awesome. But anyway, okay. So let me get back to what I was saying. So making sure that you're thinking like a business. If you don't know anything about business or whatever, talk to somebody that has one. Volunteer. Because remember now, if you want somebody to volunteer for your nonprofit, you can volunteer for somebody else's nonprofit. Not just the volunteer just to do it for you, but to connect with other people and say, you know what, this is what I would like to do. Now, I have found this out, and maybe I'm wrong doing this, and if I am, you have to forgive me. So I'm going to say that in the beginning. But I have tried to connect with some of these bigger nonprofits, and there are a couple of them that here recently that I had tried to connect with, and they never got back to me. And I don't know if it was because they were too busy, but I noticed that when I became a part of what they wanted to do, they got back to me right away. Right. But when I wanted them to connect with me, they're gone ghost on me. Some of you older people, meaning that, they didn't contact me back. Right. So I figured like this, don't be careful when you do that, because you don't know, how you can help your own self, with connecting with newbies. I'm gonna call us newbies. Call me
Or
newbies.
hurt yourself by not.
Right. Because see, you have to remember the focus is to help everybody. There's enough people to help. There's enough people to help. I don't even see how none of us, I don't see how we're not, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't see how we are not getting things done in the way that people will say, you know what, if I need some help, I know where to go and get help right away. Right. Because I have noticed that when you need help, it takes a long period of this, doing that, and everything. It should not be that way. It shouldn't be that way. So, with that being said, I'm going to the next thing. Understanding the value of your brand. And so, trying to find out your brand, meaning your logo, meaning, you know, when people see your logo, they will know that, oh, you know, because it's personal, because it's about, you know, a hand lifting up another hand. Right. They'll know, oh, that's because it's personal. Right. Oh, okay. There we go. Or with yours, Ericka, yours is like a circle. Yes. And tell me about yours again. Well, the actual logo, it's simple. It's a circle with a big L and a big C, and then Life Changers in rainbow color in the middle of that, simply because we work with anybody from any background. We accept everybody, and help them get from where they are to where they are trying to get, you know, where they want to be, to start walking in that purpose you were speaking of. The slogan, however, is also a circle, but it speaks more directly to what we do. It is two fists breaking apart a set of handcuffs. And the slogan is choose change, not chains. So if you go to our Facebook page, Life Changers Inc. Atlanta, you will see the slogan graphic in the header. So say that again. Choose change. Choose change. CHANGE, not change. And that's CHAINS. Exactly. Choose change, not chains. Okay. So you got to do something you've never done if you're trying to get to where you've never been. That's powerful. That's real powerful. So hopefully everybody got that. But yeah, your brand is really one of the biggest things that you can really get together. What's the word I'm looking for, Ericka? Brand awareness, I think, is what you're looking for. Where when somebody sees your logo or your slogan, you know, they know it's because it's personal. Right. It's allowing people to know, allowing people to see that, you know what, oh yeah, I know about that. I know about that organization, so that's good. Okay. Like United Way, Boys and Girls Club, Girls Inc. Right. You know, those are the bigger ones. They've been out forever also, but they are some of the bigger ones. And in your own local area, you'd know, like we know Atlanta Mission, we know Sweetwater Mission, because they've been out for a long time, but somebody in Texas wouldn't know them. So being large, even if you're not on a large scale across the country, like Boys and Girls Club and United Way, you start small, you start local, and that's where those connections, Sheila, that you were talking about, would really come into play. Correct. Also, you know, again, with that brand, your colors makes a big difference. Yes. So I was told with my colors. But again, like I said, you know, it's for me, for people that know me, it's all about having fun. It's all about not getting too serious, allowing the journey to be a journey.
Right.
Allowing the journey that you're doing this for is connecting. It's always about connecting.
Right.
Always. It's nothing but connecting.
That's it.
So we're all connected, and the bottom line is, when you see your brother in need, you know what you need to do.
Right.
And that's the bottom line of this whole thing. And again, like I said, if you do get distracted, this is another thing. You need to have people around you, and I think that's probably what we talked about. You need people around you that is going to keep you focused.
Right.
That's going to keep you going. When you don't have that around you, it's going to take a longer time to get what you need to, or do what you need to do. So
right.
The people that you want in your circle is very, very important.
Yes.
Very important. And you even have to be careful with
say
it with your friends, because your friends that you think is your friends,
unscripted, y'all. This is unscripted. But the truth is,
they okay, let's put it this way. Some friends you don't need to have in a business.
Right.
There's some that you can have. Right. Don't get me wrong, but then there's some that you can't.
Right.
And sometimes you won't find that out until it happens.
Right.
And so, and it's okay, because again, I am a Christian and I have faith concerning God, and I know that if God has given me this vision, He's going to give me the people, the right type of people that I need. Now, let me explain something perfectly clear. There are times when you're going to have certain people in the beginning. They're supposed to be there in the beginning.
Right.
Let me make that very perfectly clear, that they are supposed to be there. That does not mean that they're going to stay with you. It's just that, they were here with me. I don't know what happened. So what happened is they apparently wasn't supposed to stay. Right. Now, everybody has choices. So the thing of it is, and I can tell you to do this, but that doesn't mean you're going to do it. The thing of it is, when you experience this, is that allow yourself to feel it. Feel the pain. Feel it. All right. And give yourself 17 seconds to feel the pain. And then get up and put your big panty drawers on and go from there.
You didn't go to the big girl panties, did you?
I went to the big panties. I went there. So that's what you got to do, because if this particular vision is really what you were given, right, by higher power, whatever, right, you're going to keep going.
That's it.
You're going to keep going, because that's when you know, this is bigger than me. Right. So what we're telling you is that no person is going to stop you if this vision is really what was given to you. Nobody going to stop it. Now,
one monkey don't stop no show.
No, and one thing about it is, it may be delayed, right, a little bit, but you're gonna keep going. And again, if you need somebody or you need some people to lift you up, whatever, ask your creator. Ask your creator. You call him a universe, whatever. I call him God. Ask him, or come boldly. Lord, I know you got somebody. You got some folks here for me.
That's
to help me, because this is your stuff. This is not my.
You gonna make me share a testimony?
This is your stuff. So you have to let him know that this is his stuff. He's gonna have to give you. Now, I know, Ericka, you know about that. You want to elaborate on that?
Well, I'll tell you like this. Yes, I am like you, solo in this. nonprofit, solo meaning founder, started, we had cheerleaders and supporters and all that. But as far as in it, yes, you hired David, and he has definitely proven to be, an excellent, source of information and also a supporter, not just on it. He's come with way more than what he's charged you for. Let's say that. And me, I have, my kids support me, my mom, my family, friends. Shout out to Rashia Van Denden. She has been with me since before Life Changers had a name, a vision, or a piece of paper. She's been with me since last year. We just started in January. But, you're going to have those. However, speaking of higher power, I had to go to God, because unlike you, Sheila, I am visually impaired. I'm legally blind. And that's why I couldn't do my own paperwork, and I can't do, I'm limited to what I can do online. I'm still in beast mode, but I have to hand some things off. She has been a huge help, but she still couldn't do it all. We're not paid. We're volunteers. And, so yeah. Hey, Jesus, I need to holler at you. I need to holler at you, leader. I need you, my leader. I got to come to you, Father. I need your help. And before I got up that first day, and I'm going to share a tip with you, so just hang on, and you'll learn something. But, that first day, before I even finished getting up from the prayer chair, so to speak, I had an email for a volunteer in my inbox. Okay. Is it always going to work that way? No, everybody's situation is unique. God's going to handle you in your own time. And I'm going to leave that there. However, I will say on a carnal note, the way we have gone from 3 volunteers 2 weeks ago to 11 volunteers today, LinkedIn. Y'all weren't ready. LinkedIn, let me tell you something. And I think I shared this on another episode, but I'm going to say it again because it's definitely worth repeating. LinkedIn has company pages. Just like Facebook has Facebook pages, LinkedIn has company pages. So you go on there, you check out Life Changers. I can give you, it's linkedin.com/company/Life Changers Inc. That's it. You have your pages. Well, you also have on LinkedIn a free job posting. Unless you're paying for it, you only get one. If you're paying for it, you get, of course, multiple. But that job posting has proven to be so valuable to Life Changers, and they are coming from everywhere. Everywhere. We have 11 people in, working with us in the nonprofit, doing everything from creating YouTube videos, writing blog posts. Someone else uploads the blog post. Someone else is doing social media, and someone else is doing Google ads and Google Analytics. So what you need, there's a place to get it. There's a place to get it. I was led to LinkedIn, which of course I'm like most people. I've had LinkedIn since I first heard it 10 years ago or whatever, but never, I use it when I'm looking for work or, but this here, I was led to LinkedIn to do and just start playing with it. Now that's my favorite place in the planet. I'm a businesswoman and Facebook is just a little bit too social. We're there too. We're Twitter, we're on IG. But I like LinkedIn because I am a straight shooter when it comes to business. Love to have fun, but, let's have fun and get business done at the same time. So that's my testimony as far as how we have grown. And I'll say this, Sheila is a life coach and deals with trauma, whatever your issue, girlfriend got you. She's gonna dig into it. If you didn't hear the Passion to Purpose episode when we exposed, again, unscripted, we exposed my past issue. Praise God, I'm smoke free after 37 years. Thank you. So Sheila, if you need help, because one thing we do know is if you're struggling in your nonprofit or even your for-profit, we deal with anybody, or in your personal life, it's usually because of something in if you're struggling in your business, it's probably because of something in your personal life, a fear, hurdles that you don't know how to get through. And yeah, hey, got to take it to the Bible. You're not meant to get around everything. And a lot of people get stuck because they don't want to go through it. They want to avoid the pain, but yet they don't realize they're stunting their own growth. Would you agree?
I totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. And we were taught that.
Right.
That's why we don't do it.
Right. But
so we're in the habit, and habit is a good word, because we have been in the habit of trying to not feel pain.
Not right. Yep.
But I think I told you what pain actually means. Pay attention inward now.
Right.
So when it comes down to what this is all about, meaning while we're here on Earth School, it is to learn something.
Right.
And sometimes it's not going to feel good.
Take notes, take notes, take notes.
And if you don't know okay, let me see how to say it this way. How do you know what feels good if you don't know what doesn't feel good?
Ooh.
So when it comes down to, you gotta take the whole thing.
Right.
You just have to.
People want to cherry pick. I don't want that.
We get that. We know society will mess you up. and when I say society will mess you up, let me go deep. Society is people.
Right.
But it's the people with the wrong ideas and attitudes.
Right.
Because I look at it this way. Now I'm going personal. I'm looking at it this way. If our school system is supposed to be a really good school system, and you got people that have their PhD, they have their doctorate and all that, how come our school system is not good? You got people that have knowledge. Right. You have people that supposedly have knowledge. You have people that, that's why my life coaching brand is called Common Sense Transformational Lifestyle Coaching. Now, some people say, okay, Sheila, you say common sense. Yeah, okay. Well, that's another thing. But the point of it is my question to everyone is, how come we got all these people that have got these PhD positions, and are we're having a problem with student loans. Right. We have a problem with, society working to help each other. Something's not right.
Right.
Because apparently information alone does not work.
It doesn't. That's why common sense transformational coaching is so much needed. Because the one thing you can't teach in school, and hey, I'll put it out there. This is coming from someone who hasn't gone past 8th grade, has a GED and a few college credits, but yet I'll take you to the mat and when it comes to business.
That's it.
All day, every day.
So the thing of it is,
done that, but it's not common sense.
There you go. And so there's certain things that are in us.
Right.
Already. I mean, I worked for the school system in Hall County for close to 14 years.
Right.
And maybe a little longer. And it was like that system. I'm not talking about just that school. Please understand. The system itself is not good. And so the question is, in order for a system to keep working, is the people. So who do we have in charge?
Right.
Because we need to look at, if the system is not working, now let's go a little bit deeper here. If I was doing a job that you called me to do and I didn't do it very well, what would you do to me? You fire me. There's a lot of people need to be fired.
Well, and that's why you have, I was just talking to my mom, not really a side note, but kind of off to the in the rest area for a minute? Talking to my mom the other day about the post office and the unions, because and so now you tie that in with teachers unions. But I remember years ago, I think it was back in the like early 90s, when the hidden camera, I Spy a postal worker sitting on the dumpster or the back of his truck, getting to it, getting drunk, going back into work on the job, high, or and it's like, right, these are these broken systems but they are systems to put in place to where people can't be held accountable. That's what you're talking about, is accountability. Be held accountable for it. And there are systems to combat those systems to make sure that, hey, you can be as lax and as irresponsible and not be held accountable.
I'm going to tell you this, because I'm constantly researching a lot of things, because to me, I'm not an expert, but I know what I'm talking about when it comes down to trauma.
Right.
And the thing of it is, they've been saying this, and when I say they, it's been said that depression is not a chemical imbalance. When my mom was diagnosed as a manic depressant, and she was diagnosed with a lot of other things, but when she was diagnosed, it was put out that it was a chemical imbalance. Well, I beg to differ, and I was young at that particular time, and it was interesting how, because I was young and did not have the background that I have now, nobody will listen to you, because they take the piece of paper more so than something that's common sense. And so with that being said, now it's coming out that your environment has a lot to do with your responding to your environment, which is, a lot of it is depression.
Right.
It's not a chemical imbalance. And they are realizing, it is said now, it's not. And so with that being said, your environment has a lot to do with a lot of things. Now, of course, we would hear concerning about genes. They are finding now that can be changed. Your genes are there, but how you respond to certain things makes a difference. So with that being said, there are techniques that deal with the subconscious, which I didn't mean to start talking about my stuff or whatever, but all I'm saying is there is ways of changing.
Right.
It's not where you are doomed to medication.
Right.
Which the pharmaceutical company,
of course,
that's their brand. Their brand is for everybody to take some kind of medication.
Exactly.
Bottom line.
Well, that's you know what, and you're absolutely right. That's why, and I know that this will date this episode, but that's why the Senate, and honestly, I haven't watched it since Saturday, but that's why the Senate is actually in session voting on Medicare, like caps at 2,000 or whatever. But I would venture to say that's not just a big pharma thing. That's a medical thing. Because of course, big pharma is only, they're supplied by the doctors, the MDs who are writing the prescriptions, right?
Well, it's set up that way.
Right.
It's set up because you would have the representatives of the pharmaceuticals will come to the doctor's office. I've been there. They come to the doctor's office.
Yes.
And what they do is they say, okay, we have some samples here.
Yeah, thank you for the samples.
I know a lot of it. And then we talk about, the drug dealers, that's bad. They got right. Same thing. So let's just look at it as what it is. And now you got, and I'm not saying all doctors, but you got doctors that are pushers.
Right.
They're pushers.
Well, because they also, and not slander, I'm just saying in general, because I'm sure there have been doctors caught with this, but it's that, what's it called? I had the word before I wanted to give that disclaimer, but it like kickbacks. They're kickbacks. Okay, well, hey, how many prescriptions did they write? Oh, of course it can't be monetary. It's systems. It's systems. But I want to give a shout out to my near and dear cousin, Dr. Nicole Glass. She was I think she's a pediatrician. But she was a pediatrician in a regular doctor's office up in DMV. Now, and that's the DC, Maryland, and Virginia area. Now she has gone to Kaiser, who I learned a long time ago, is more on the holistic side of medication, the medicinal world. So, treatment. And, and that's why she made that switch. She's like, I'm done with it. I'm done. So,
right.
I give her big props to that.
Right. Well, our time has actually gone. Okay. And, this was really a good talk. And, I want to leave something with everyone here. And I want to let everybody know that no human being on earth is a mistake. We were sent here. We were sent here to do something valuable. Make sure your life is valuable.
Wonderful.
That's what we want to leave with you today.
Well, let's close out. Sheila, remind people how to get in touch with you, your nonprofit, and your life coaching.
Okay, my because it's personal is actually we're still in the works, and but that doesn't mean that we can't get volunteers. We need website people. We need everybody. We need so many people to help this come about. We need a building. We need buildings.
Yes.
Because this is about this. If you see this vision, and if you want to know more about this vision, we need people, and they need to see what we see, or see what I see. Let's put it that way. And then also, if you know anyone that is needing life coaching, I do that. I am actually wanting to do where we do groups, and we will have a topic. If you're the type of person that doesn't mind talking with other people about a certain topic, that the topic would be helpful for the individual person. If you don't mind doing that, but if you want one-on-one, I am here. Just go to my website at Common Sense Transformational Lifestyle Coaching, and it's .org, and sign up. Common Sense Transformational Lifestyle Coach.com.
There you go. Sure, you can find me. I am a Christian life and business coach. And so you can find me at www.lifebythebookcoaching.com. Life Changers, the nonprofit that I founded, you can find us at lifechangersinc.org. You can join our team as an intern. We have the LIT internship program. We are still accepting volunteers. We are always accepting donations, or you can just connect with us, support us, spread the word, help us get our brand out there. And otherwise, as always, family, be awesome and be blessed.